Hi, welcome to Sips and Tips Advice. I'm Karen, and in this video, I'm going to be doing another makeup look. I'm going to start off, with going ahead and spraying my face with this rose water facial spray. I'm sure you can see it. It's from Revival Labs, and basically, this has our rose water. Rose water acts as a toner for your skin, so it helps to kind of make sure it's not too oily. So it kind of helps to balance your skin out. And it also has a lot of other stuff, like it has cucumber, vegetable oil, vitamin A, retinol, vitamin B. It has glycerin, which also acts as a moisturizer. So since I have extremely oily skin, I'm going to do something different. Move on and moisturize your lips. And this is just from Pacifica. And when I'm looking to actually, if my lips are really, really dry and I feel like they need a little bit more treatment, considering that I actually do sugar scrub my lips on a regular basis, so kind of rare. But when I need moist, feel like my lips are dry, I definitely go for this bad boy, and I get this from the Dollar Tree. So I would definitely recommend this. It's great for putting on before, you start doing all your makeup, and by the time you get to it, the white is gone. Your lips are feeling nice and moist, and you can finally put your lipstick and all that stuff on. So I would do this before. I'm moving on to my primer. This is from Becca, and this is supposed to help make sure my makeup stays matte. All right, and I'm going to use this to actually fill in the rest of the area. It's another primer. It's a color correcting primer. So I'm using the Becca in the T-zone areas. Because when you're putting this stuff on, it does feel like it's like drying extremely quickly. So I will say that. So that's why I tapped it on those areas, because a lot of times it feels like it's drying on my finger. No point in having all the product on my finger and out of my face. Versus this is more moist. And move on to my eyebrows, Wet n Wild. All right, and I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild pencil by Pretty Ink to just focus on drawing this part, since I really want that more defined. All right, so I've already done my eyebrows, cleaned it up with concealer. Now I'm starting with the top brow color, and I'm basically using the pressed powder that I use down here to set this area to lighten up my brow as well. And I'm just using a very flat, firm brush to make sure that it's not, none of this powder gets to my eyebrow, and it's more precise in where it's applying the powder. And this makes for a great transitional color. It's more natural. It's more to your own skin. I feel like this looks better than placing, any kind of bright brow bone color up on the top. But you can always add a bit of highlight that you usually put on your brow bone. On your cheekbones. You can apply it right there as well. Just so a little sparkle to bring it out. But I personally don't like extremely light colors right there. And you see how light I am. I don't like it. I think it looks fake. I think the whole entire point of the eye is to bring this part out, not to bring this whole section out. I want the eyebrow to stand out by itself and this to do its own thing, not the whole thing to look like pow. So, all right. Moving on to the crease color, I'm going to be using this pressed powder here. And it's 330 by Maybelline FitMe. And keep in mind, I've already primed my lids. So please make sure before applying your eyeshadow, go ahead and prime your lids for the best result. You see now, when you put this color on, it easily transitions into the brow color, and it looks nice. Nothing looks harsh. No harsh lines. And I'm extending this all the way out here, as you can see. My goal is to keep this area looking darker because I want to make my eyes look wider. So I'm extending this dark transition color all the way out here instead of just stopping right here. Because then I don't want to make my eyes look small. I want to make it look wider because I already have slanted eyes. And it's hooded, slightly hooded as well. So whatever color you use as a bronzer, I would recommend doing your transitional color with. Whatever color you use to highlight here, I would recommend putting there. This is if you want to keep a natural look. Makes it easier instead of trying to figure out what eyeshadow to use. And going and purchasing extra eyeshadow. This next color is number 16 by NYX. I got this from Ulta. And this is just to warm up this crease area. I'm just using a slightly firm, fluffy brush. It's not as fluffy as the previous one because I really want to concentrate this color in this area, but make sure that it blends well. Like I said, my goal is to extend my eye, giving a more exotic look, okay? And this color is just a little bit more deeper, of course, than the bronzer that I use. And I really have to say I like it because it's nice and warm on my skin tone. I didn't want anything too cool that would make my skin look dull. So keep that in mind when it comes to your complexion. Do you have a cool complexion, or do you have, you know, a warm undertone? You know, those are the kind of things to help you realize what your transitional color needs to be. Wild primer. All right, and I'm gonna use this brush by e.l.f. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree. All right, now I'm gonna be applying Bella Espresso by Milani. And I'm just patting it on. You wanna pat the color on, not brush it on when it comes to the lid. You only brush where you want it to fade. You pat on where you want it to go concentrated. I'm gonna be using this color from Femme. And I'm only going to be concentrating it in this area. I'm going to wipe off this brush on a towel that's on my lap and then try to fade out this edge. The same brush, the pencil brush. Alright, and I'm going to be using this eyeshadow from Almay, and it's Creme Brulee. Now I also got this color from Ulta as well, but you can find it at Walmart. I've seen it there. And quite honestly, you can use the same one that you're using to pack the lid color on. And this one isn't that strong. It has more of a little sparkle. It's very interesting. It's like, it's not very concentrated, but it adds a nice shimmer. All right, so I'm done here with the eyeshadow. I'm gonna come back to it once I'm done putting on all my foundation and powder, because I don't want to get it on the eyeliner. I noticed that is an issue. That's been an issue in the past, and I want to change that. So instead of, you know, putting on the eyeliner and having to reapply it back on after putting on, you know, all the pressed powder and everything, and it gets all over it, I like perfection. So I'm going to save doing all that for last. And I'm going to be using Revlon Colorstay, and this is in 370 Toast. And don't forget to get your ears and to mute out your lips so your color is more true when you're applying your lip liner and your lipstick. Now I'm going to go back with this Master Conceal from Maybelline. This is in light medium. And I'm also going to mix it with another color. I'm going to mix it with Fawn from LA Pro Concealer. Go ahead and mix it together with a foundation brush. And I also wanted to warm up that Maybelline concealer because it's extremely light, and I couldn't find a good balance in between at the store. You know, either it was too dark or whatever, so I'm recreating my own color. And sometimes that's just what you got to do. Now make sure when you're doing this that you're not going this way. You don't want your eyes to look lazy like it's drooping. You want to make sure you cut your eyeshadow that is going up, so you give a really nice lifted look. This is especially great for older women. You want to make sure that you're lifting their hairline up. I mean, their eye up. Okay? Gives a more youthful appearance. All right, I'm going to move on to the next color. I'm going to be adding this color here. This is from MAC Pro, and it's MAQ. And this is number 118. And make sure you clean off your brush. I already cleaned it off in between. Make sure to diffuse the lines. Go back in with the same brush you used to mix before and blend it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply the light press powder, the same color that I used in my brow bone. I'm going to use that in my eye. And I'm just using an angled brush to apply this. And I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of it. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and start contouring my face with the powder. I'm going to be using this color in 240 by Maybelline FitMe. And I like it because it's very, very close to my skin tone. And I really like to have a very natural, soft look when it comes to contouring. And this goes nicely with the contour that I've already put on the cream contour. You want to make sure that your colors kind of complement each other, and I think people forget that. I mean, you can use powder if you don't, just to softly bronze it and set your foundation if you don't want to use the cream or dark color concealer or whatever. But just note, if you don't already create that structure with the cream or the liquid concealer, you're not going to have that definition you want. It's going to look really, really soft. So like I said, if you want that soft look, that's understandable, then yeah, then go for that. But if you want something more defined, definitely make sure you put some kind of cream or concealer underneath. Gonna go back to that color because I want to, that Milani Fresco, because I want to make sure that everything is nice and, smooth looking. It's nice in my skin tone, which is very, very important. Then you can come back in, make sure you clean that brush off, and use a darker tone just to kind of define this a little bit more. And I would do it right in this area and kind of stop. I wouldn't bring it all the way down or all the way down here, halfway. So whatever you did before, half of that. Take it easy with it. There you go. And then you can fade it up into your hair. And this kind of gives you a nice little contour without going too overboard. And I like to fade it in right here. And then slim it out as you get towards there. Same thing. And then you can always go back in with something clean and brush it backwards because you do not want to bring this forward. Okay? And I'm just going to take whatever's left on there and pat it in the corners here. And of course, no girl's look is ever complete without highlights. Because, your whole entire face already looks nice and dusty. You know what I mean. After putting on all the powder, it shouldn't be looking cakey, but, it looks kind of dry. So let's create that false illusion of it being dewy and you having healthy skin. I definitely recommend some kind of highlighter. I'm going to be going for this color, and I'm going to be using this brush. Beautiful. Fade this out a little bit more. And make sure you're keeping this on the high parts of your cheekbone. Don't forget your nose, tip of your nose, ladies, and your Cupid's bow. And if you like, you can also run it up the side of your forehead just to kind of give that nice little shine across, on the side of your head, forehead. And you can put a little bit on the bridge of your nose. I like to do tip of nose and a little bit up here. So tip up there. So it doesn't have like a whole skinny Michael Jackson line, but it's like a nice shine there, a little bit of shine there. Bam, you're good. Okay? And if you want, good measure, you can apply some there. Okay? And then of course, blush. Now, if you ever feel like you went overboard with highlight, you can always go back over it with the same powder that you're using to kind of overall set your face, or whatever color is near. You can still tone it down. So in my case, and make it look more natural. All right. And then you don't want to forget blush, because after putting on all this powder, it has a tendency to, you know, tone your skin down. So it all depends on your skin tone. You know, if you want something more natural, maybe you want like a coppery, you know, type of blush, especially if you're of darker, you have a darker complexion. So I feel like that tends to give you a really rich, beautiful glow. Or you can go with something more pinkish. You know, all depend on what you want. Anybody can do anything they want. All right. And here, so I'm going to just use another brush and get me some pink. And I usually like to start around here and then go back. So somewhere in the middle between where you did your contour and here. So in between highlight, contour. And this is Tea Rose by Milani. And you can run some of that blush up the side of your face as well. This really, really helps to bring back some more color into your face. I personally don't care to bring it all the way up here because I feel like it makes me look clownish, and I personally don't like that. So if you want to smile and just start from the side, maybe that'll help you figure out where it needs to go. See that? On the side, not in the front, on the side. Now some people, it looks good in the front, you know, it gives them that I look flush look, but I don't want to look flush like I just came from the gym. I'm good. All right, so I'm going to be using this LA Girls Glide Gel Liner. And it's like it's basically a smudge liner. And I'm gonna use this smudge brush to smudge out the line, make it look nice and faded. And then you can also extend this black out too. Now I also applied the black liner to my waterline at the same time. I'm going to be using a black eyeliner. And all I'm doing, I'm just actually drawing the eyeliner and bringing it out instead of bringing it in, because it's going to make the corner more blunt. So I want it to be a sharper tip. So I'm actually starting from out here, from the eye in and then out, and just try to brush it. So it gives it a more sleeker look, okay? All right, and then now I'm gonna use this color from the e.l.f. 50 piece makeup artist palette. I'm gonna be using this it's like a deep bronze. Well, it's not that deep. It's more of a goldish bronze color. It's not as deep as the one I have up there on my lid, and I'm going to be using that on the bottom. And then if you want to get closer to your lower lash line, use a smaller brush. And this one is also from BH Cosmetics as well. And I'm going to be using the same color that I put in the corner underneath there. And then you can just connect the two, the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to be using the e.l.f. liquid liner. Before I do all that, let me go ahead and line. All right, we're almost there. You would think that this took forever. All right, and going on to lip liner. All right, and I'm not gonna go over purple lipstick, even though I'm doing a purple liner. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. And this is by something called NK. I got this from the beauty store. It was a little difficult to work with at first. I guess you have to warm it up, and once you warm it up, it really starts to blend in properly. Anyway, and then this is by Black Radiance. This is 5016. All right, and if you want to make it a little bit darker, you can. I'm going to be using Pnkdigger, and this is Velvet Room. Just take it easy with this, because I'm quick to like turn this. And if you have not used this product is packed with peppermint. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing, and you can feel the tingle in your lips. And this packs a good punch when it comes to color. So a little bit goes a long way. You don't need to go overboard. And I think we're good. All right, so now I have a nice glossy look. Oh, and I can already feel it tingling already. All right, and this is pretty much this look. I did the liner a little bit different. You know, if you don't want that strong wing look, definitely make sure you always start your whole liner and go ahead and complete it close to the end, and then line it and then meet up with the line, and that won't give you that bold look. Now, if you want that bold look, start there and then you draw your line in and go from there. All right, I'm gonna add one more color. This is a baked blush by Black Radiance, and it's called Warm Berry. It's in 8305. Because I just want to change this look up a little bit. I think I always do a pink look, and I think, you know, it's time to let go a little bit. And I'm just going to come back and diffuse it just a little bit with the same color that I used to contour with, the same pressed powder. And I'm just using this warmer shade by 330 just to cut this a little bit more in the corner here to really just give me a more bold look since we're going with this bold look. I had to do something a little bit more on the edgy side. So anyway, this is it for this look. I'm done, and thank you for watching.